Mary Karr, in her book The Art of Memoir, says that memoirs rise or fall on voice. They live or die on voice. And great memoir live or die 100% on voice. So this means to write a great memoir, you have to have a great voice. This also means that content is not nearly as important as you think it is. It's voice. What is voice in writing? I think the best place to start with that is to actually think of your physical voice. What do we use it for? How is it received? And what does it sound like? And that's really, I think, what we're also wanting to achieve when we identify voice in writing. What is it that we're wanting to say, that we want to actually raise our voice and speak it? What is our truth? What is our opinion? What are our thoughts? That is part of our voice in writing. The next part of our voice is, how does it sound to the reader? How does it sound to the hearer? Now, we can't always control, well, not always, we can't control how we sound to the hearer, because they bring to it, just like the reader, their own thoughts, their own biases, their own prejudices, their own filters. But what we are wanting to achieve with our voice in writing and in speaking is to have it with such authenticity and integrity that the reader and the hearer trust us. They trust what we are saying. They may not like it, they may not like the sound and the pitch of it, but they trust it. And that's a very integral part of voice in writing, to convey authenticity and integrity. And then the third element is, how do we sound? What is the emotional tone in voice? The emotional tone as we speak, and of course that translates into emotional tone when we write. We do need to be able to convey different types of emotional tone. And how do we do that? So those are some of the aspects of how our physical voice translates into voice on the page. What doesn't translate? That's as important to know what's missing on the page that we actually have the benefit of when we speak with our voice. And the thing to keep in mind is, just like this, you're listening to me speak to you, and I'm supporting what I say with my hands. I like to speak with my hands. I always speak with my hands. I find that it supports what I'm trying to convey. It helps to build that integrity and that trust with the hearer. I use them to accentuate, to bring people in, to highlight, to demonstrate. My hands are an integral part of speaking with my voice. Another part that you don't get when you actually write on the page are facial expressions. You know, if I make my eyes bigger, if I smile, if I raise my eyebrows, those facial expressions convey a lot. I can scowl, I can cross my arms. So body posture plays a part too, depending on what I'm conveying and how I'm wanting to accentuate it. We also have pauses. I'm not always that good with my pauses when I speak because I can rush headlong a little bit. But pauses are so important too for creating space for the hearer to hear what I'm saying, to create space to breathe, to be present, to accentuate, to highlight. We need to bring all those things that we use to support our voice in some way onto the page. So how do we do that? How do we translate voice onto the page? The first and prime way and the easiest way to know how to do that is through the structure of the language, through punctuation, through grammar, through word choice, through sentence structure, through paragraphs, all of those things, where we start, where we end, how we express ourselves, all of that plays a part in conveying voice. But the most important, the integral part of voice that will actually be what brings a reader in or drives a reader away is you. Your authenticity, your trustworthiness, how much the reader trusts that you are who you say you are. And that only comes from you knowing yourself. That is an integral part of writing. to know yourself. And many people write for that reason alone, to come to know themselves. And that's an integral part of memoir writing, is to unpack our stories, to unpack our past, to see them perhaps in a different way, a different light, and to come to know ourselves. Even if you're not that keen on writing memoir, to write your story for the pure reason of coming to know yourself is actually a gift to yourself and to the world and to the people you live with. This is one series in a 4-part series that discusses what is voice, why is voice important, how do we find our voice in writing, and how do we fine-tune our voice in writing. They're all available on my YouTube channel. If not yet, they will be, so do look out for them.